This is a part of our recovery. We couldn't put the words up there. But it's really sending the stress in the home of a patient advocate. Now, Kate's doing her exercise. Kate's doing everything above and beyond. Doctors come in with an anticoagulant. And I'm trying to speak like they're talking. This anticoagulant is because she's bedridden. We don't want any clots in her blood, and we're going to keep giving her the shot. I'm like, well, what does she have to do, Doc? He goes, well, she needs to walk the ward once or twice a day, just 100 feet. I said, she's doing it 4 times a day on her own, with my help a little bit. And he grabs her medical chart, doesn't see anything in there. He's like, when did this start? I go, about 3 weeks ago. And he goes, takes his pen, knocks it on the chart. He goes, no more anticoagulant shots. So she's like, get that blankety blank away from me.
And I hated the shots because it didn't hurt when they gave me the shot, but as it went into your system, it hurt so bad. But I was also, and I'm not bragging, but I was also very intelligent about when you have part of your skull gone, you're not supposed to get out of bed to go to the bathroom, and you have to beep for a nurse to come in and help you. Well, at first they had my helmet all the way across the room, so I wasn't tempted, but then I convinced them and it was right next to me. But I never got out. I'd beep, and very often, depending on who was on duty, somebody didn't show up, and I'd beep again. And I'd sit there with my helmet next to me at first, and then I learned to put it on, but I'd sit there and wait. And not to be offensive to anybody that's medical in this room, but I went, well, if they don't come in and I have a little accident, I don't have to change the sheets. But you have to work with the system, and I was doing well enough to understand, follow the rules.
And that patient advocacy does help in a lot of ways. I'm sure not trying to act like I'm in the medical field or know much about the medical field, but just being there was a really big thing for our family. Now, this rule I told you all about earlier, this is okay. This critter here, because he doesn't make messes and stuff, but this was Kate after the last surgery. She had her do-rag on and one of our pets that's allowed on the couch. Believe it or not, folks, this is about a month and a half after they completely dropped every one of Kate's meds. $1,100 a month, 11 meds a day, and she dropped approximately 50 pounds in a month and a half. Now, this girl went from walking the wards to walking 2-3 miles a day, so she was so thankful and so blessed, we both were, with her mobility. She's like one of those little Energizer bunnies, you know? She still is, but this was just right after her last surgery. And then you see where our critter Annie is with us. I think I was still Mr. there, I'm not sure. But this is ultimately why we believe we were saved. Is Jody Luft here and her father, Vern Luft, been patients for 5 years of ours. I say patients, therapy, they were receiving equine therapy, Jody was. She has many physical and some mental issues. But Jody been with us 5 years. Jody had seen Kate ride a horse 5 years ago. And on this day was the first day back in the spring. Jody came out and asked who this blonde-haired gal was on that gray horse. I said, that's Kate. And I'd always give her a hard time. She goes, Shawn, that's not Kate. Kate's wearing a helmet. You couldn't really tell it was Kate. Kate comes loping up or trotting up. Now, Jody had never been out of a walk or out of a trot, actually a walk, ever on a horse. Kate trotted up, and Jody's like, could I do that? And I said, Jody, you've always been able to do that, but you need to get it here. By the end of the day, she was trotting right beside Kate, and it was like this miracle is because, you know, if someone can help you and someone can give you faith and belief, it just registered, and Jody changed that day, and it was like a whole different person. And this is ultimately, with our roller coaster ride that we share with you, with all the ups and downs, this is ultimately is why we were saved, is to give back and let a horse do the magic and work magic with adults with any type of disability. We focus on children, but I think our range is 3 to 75 as our clients that come up. So we've got
2 years old.
2 years? 2, yeah. Okay. So basically what we believe we've done the full circle, but we're back where we need to be, and that's that's what our contribution would be back to society, and we feel so strong about it.